Hello guys, welcome back to our introduction to Python, introduction to programming with Python series. So this is video number 7. In this video number 7, you're going to go ahead and learn about arithmetic operators in Python and how to use arithmetic operators. So these are just math operators, so addition, minus, division, multiplication, and then other arithmetic operators that come with Python. So in this tutorial, we're just going to learn about arithmetic. So that should be quite simple. So let's actually go ahead and we didn't solve the question from last time. So the assignment we had last time was uh to take in asking for user input and actually return the length of the input. So spaces are not counted. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually write the solution to that program. So I'm going to go into my assignments folder, which you have right here. I'm just going to go ahead and delete everything that we have, and that was for the last assignment. So let's actually write the code for this assignment. So first of all, let's take in the user input. So I'm going to say user, the username, right? So the username is going to be str, right? So username, and it's going to be of type str, and it's going to be the following. So you're going to say input, and then finally type in, let's say, your name, or let's say your name. Okay, it's fine. Let's say your name, and then finally user is going to type in their name. So the first thing we want to go ahead and do, we want to check the length of the username. So if the user simply type in spaces, then the username has a length of 0, right? If the username doesn't, if the user type in their name but their name also contains spaces, then we also count the spaces as included, right? So the only time we don't count the spaces is when the username, the user just typed in blank, right? So okay, so let's go ahead and do that. You can just simply say print username dot strip. You're going to strip it and remove any white spaces, and then after that you're going to return its length. So you're going to go ahead and say length, and then pass in. Make sure we wrap all this in parentheses. So close of that parenthesis. So good. So that's basically what we're going to do. So we have the code right here. So the length and passing, opening and closing parentheses. I'm going to pass in the username dot strip, and I'm going to apply the strip method, which is going to remove any white spaces. And we covered all this in strings and string methods in Python, so you can check out that video on how to work with strings and string methods in Python. So that's basically what we have. And once I have this done in here, I'm going to go ahead and run the code. So I'm going to go ahead into my terminal, clear the terminal, change my directory back, and then simply do Python 3 assignment, assignment solution. So my name, I'm just going to type in space, 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 and then press enter. I didn't type any name, so my name length is 0, right? So good, we caught the user there. So if the user type in their name as Prince, then we should get back, yeah, right? So if I type my name as, let me just run the code again. I type my name as John Doe, and we get the name, right? So John is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the space, and then 6, 7, 8. So the space also counted. So great. Yeah, that's all we had for that assignment. So that was a quite easy assignment to do. So now let's jump into today's part, and you're going to be covering how to work with arithmetic operators in Python. So we're going to say part, this one, part 7, part7.py. Okay, so in part7.py you're going to go ahead and write the Python code here. So let me just keep a comment here. Just say arithmetic operators in Python. Okay, arithmetic operators in Python. So we have a couple of arithmetic operators. So let me just create a couple of variables. So we're going to have x is going to be of type string. You're going to go ahead and store in there 10. And you're going to have y is okay, so going to be of type int, and you're going to go ahead and store in there 7. So we have x and y, which are having 10 and 7 respectively. So we can apply a bunch of arithmetic operators. We have the addition arithmetic operators, the subtraction arithmetic operators, we have the multiplication arithmetic operator, we also have the division. Okay, so let's actually go ahead and say print x divide x. Okay, let's start with the addition operator. So x plus y, and that should return to us 17, right? So 10 plus 7 should return to us 17. So we can also print x, let's say x minus y. So that's 10 minus y, that's be 3. We can also print out let's say x multiplied by y. So 7 times 10, that's 70. I also print out x divided by y. So x divided by y. So once you have all this code, let me just remove this so you guys can see. So we have this arithmetic operators, right? So these are just basic arithmetic operators. Once we have this code, I can just go in my terminal and then change my directory into basics. Okay, and then simply, once I'm in basic, I'm going to simply say Python 3 and then part 7. So this part 7, and then we run the code again. So we get back 17, right? So 7, the 17 we get it from this part here. 7 plus 10 is 17. We also have 3, and 3 is as a result of 10 minus x minus y, which is 10 minus 7, which is 3. And then we have 70, which is as a result of 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 7, right? X multiplied by y, so get 70. And then we have back this the decimal point here, floating point, because 10 divided by was 10 x divided by 10, x divided by y is the same as 10 divided by 7, and we should get back this result right there. So this is just the basic arithmetic operators that we have in Python. It's okay. So now let's look at how we can divide, even find more on it. So we can also do, I can say, print the other arithmetic operators that we have. So print y, and then 7. So I will say print, and then but forward slash and then y. So what does it do? So we know a single forward slash is for division. What a multiple forward slash? What does it mean? A pair of forward slashes. So this is going to return to us only the quotient. So it's going to divide x divided by 7, and it's going to return to us only the quotient instead of just the whole number. So if you run the code, now we should get back only the quotient, and the quotient is just 1. You can see from here we just got back that 1. We didn't get back the decimal part, right? So cool. And that's what the two forward slashes does. Okay. And we can also just get back the remainder if you want. So print, and you can say x, and you can use the percentage sign, and it's called modulus operator. So the modulus operator is just going to take x divided by y, and it's going to return to us the remainder. So if I go back and run the code, so we get back the remainder, because 10 divided by 7, it's going to go in one time, and the remainder is going to be 7. So the remainder is going to be 10 minus 7, which is going to be 3, right? So that's how we got back that value right there. And that's how we can get back the remainder using the modulus operator. So this is going to return to us the remainder, and this is going to return to us the quotient. Okay, the quotient, just like that. So that's how it works. So this the 2 returns to us the quotient, two forward slashes, and then the modulus operator returns to us the remainder after dividing two numbers, right? So okay, so once we have that, we also have something we call this is going to be the exponent, right? The exponential operator. So you can just simply say print, and then x times 2. So what it simply does is going to raise x to 2. So it's going to do something very similar to this, x raised to power 2. So x raised to power 2. So that's it. That's what it does in the background. So it's going to take x raised to power 2, and x is 10. 10 squared, it should be 100. So you can see we get back 100 right here. So I'm just click terminal, run the code. You can see we get back 100 right here. So that's what this operator does. Okay, it just simply raises something to a power. So if you want to raise it to power 3, that should be 1000, I think. Yeah, it should be 1000. Great. So that's how that works in there. Great. So once we have that in there, I'm just going to go ahead and show you about the augmented assignment operator. So we have an assignment operator. So whenever the equal, right, the equal sign is known as an assignment operator. We can augment this assignment operator by basically adding to it more values, and it's called assignment operator. Basically, that's what it does. So I'm just going to go ahead here and simply say, and it's called augmented assignment operator, just like that. So I'm going to have a create a variable z here, and it's going to be of type int. So let me just get that right, of type int, and it's going to be, let's say it's 10. Okay, so we have x at 10. So let's see how we can do the long form of this. So let's say I'll show you the long form of something, and I'll show you why we have augmented assignment operators as a short version. So we're going to say x is going to be z plus 5. So if I print that out, that should return to me. If I print out z, now z should be 15, right? Because 10 plus 5, we get 10 plus 5, the answer is 15, and you're storing 15 in x. So if I go back, so in z, so if I go back, you can see z is, or z is 15. So if I go ahead and do, I can just go ahead and copy it and paste a couple of times. Let's say if you minus, that should be should not be 10, right? Because if by end of this operation z is 15, so I'm saying z is going to be 15 minus 5, that's 10. And then here we can go ahead and do different stuff with it. You can do multiplication and stuff like that. So we should get back different values. Okay, so if I go ahead and print z at the end of that operation, we should get back 50. And if you want to know how we got back 50, is because the first line of code is going to take z is going to be equals to z, which is 10, plus 5, which is 15. So on the second line of operation, z is already 15. So z equals to 15 minus 5, which is going to be 10, right? And then finally we have on the third line, z is already 10. So 10 times 5 is going to be 50, and z is going to be equals to 50. That's why I'm getting back 50. Great. Okay, so that's the long form of doing it. Now let me show you the shorter form of doing the same thing in Python and using augmented assignment operator. So I can say z plus equals to 5. So what is this is simply going to do? It's going to take z and it's going to add to it 5. So you can say z minus equals to 5. So it's going to take z minus 5 and then reassign it back to z. So it's going to be the same thing as here. It's going to take z minus 5 from it and then reassign the result back to z. So that's what is known as augmented. You have, because you have augmented something to it. So these are the assignment operator, but you have augmented something to it. That's why it's called augmented assignment operator. So we can also do z multiply equals to 5, just like this. So we can see z equals to z times 5, and then the result get back to reassigned to z. So if I print z, we should also get back 50. Okay, if I didn't make any errors, we should okay, we got back to 200 and something. So yeah, so that's basically how we can do augmented assignment operator. And the reason why we got back 200 and something is because at the end of this we already have 50 already. So that's why we're getting that value. So if I comment out this part and go back in the code, now we should get back just 50, right, instead of 250. Great. Okay, that's how you can do it. And this is just the long form, and this is just the short form of the same code using augmented assignment operators. Yeah, so that's all about augmented assignment operators in Python. So if you're coming from other programming languages, we have things like, maybe you can say Z++, Z++. We don't have that in Python. We can do that in Python. So if you want to do that, you say a plus equals to 1. That's a Python equivalent of doing Z++. So this for other guys who are coming from other programming languages. So just know that Z++ does not work in Python and you get an error. Okay, so instead you just use the assignment operator and just say 1. Okay. Yeah, so using the augmented assignment operator to do that. So yeah, that's all I wanted us to cover for today's video, using learning about augmented assignment operators in Python and arithmetic operators in general in Python. So yeah, so we have looked at last time's assignment. So let's look at today's assignment. So create a program that takes in user input, a dividend and a divisor, and returns the quotient and remainder. So just taking create a program that takes in the user input, a dividend and a divisor, and just finally return to us the quotient, where the quotient is the thing you get after dividing, and then the remainder, right? So you just get the quotient and the remainder. And to get the quotient alone, you simply have to use 2 forward slashes, and to get the remainder, you have to use the modulus operator. Again, if you have any questions, just go back and watch that video and rewind in case you have any confusions, or let us know in the comment section below. We are all learning here, so don't feel shy. Again, I always say this: don't feel shy. We will help out each other and develop together. So that's the whole point of this. Okay. So yeah, that's all for this video. Again, if you are new to the channel, please kindly make sure that you like the video, you subscribe the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so that you guys can stay updated in the next video, where I'm going to provide the solution for this before we move on to anything else. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Keep safe.